Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Check out our large assortment of logo merch and our lifestyle collection as well. Just head over to abvnetwork.com and click on shop. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we will talk to Chrissy Svetz of Samuel Burton Distilling. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Agley, along with our special guests, Chrissy Svetz, Heidi and Lenny Eckstein.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Guys,
you bombed the first and last name. That's bad when you get both
that
wrong.
Is bad. I was like,
first path, you got them both wrong.
Happening. Sorry, Chrissy.
My last name's a hard one.
I
don't even tell people what it is. I like them to pronounce it the way that they see it.
I think it's Svetz. Is that how you say it?
Got it right. Yes.
Okay. I didn't do it so well in the intro, but now I got it. I've got
everything. I've gotten sweats.
Sweats.
I'm like, well, yeah, Chrissy does sweat.
Oh. My name, again, 5 letters. Most people pronounce that wrong first time they meet me. So
Ackley.
Yeah, most people say Ackley. So that's incorrect, though. Yeah, most people are dumb. Yeah. So, Chrissy, your first time on the show, it's always good for our audience to get to know individuals on a personal basis. So if you don't mind, I mean, the question is as simple as that. Tell us about yourself.
Well,
outside the work stuff, because we're going to learn about all the work in a minute here. So
I'm sort of a Fletch. I'm new to this industry. I've been doing it since 2018, but I've jumped from job to, I love to learn. So I think I've actually found a career that I actually enjoy now.
Okay.
It's real hands-on and everything like that, but I've done just about everything. So my nickname is Fletch.
Fletch.
Okay. Yeah. If I had licenses, it'd be like, she's done this, she's done this, she's done this. So, but where should I start? So I'm born in New York, raised in Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
Ended up here in St. Louis and then bartended. I've always enjoyed cocktails, the art of it. I mean, it was a way for me to, express that my artistic side. Everybody in my family, they're all artists. My brother's a tattoo artist. My daughter's an artist. My other brother was, who's deceased, rest his heart. I am not good with a pencil, but I'm great with drinks. So after years of bartending, I actually met the founder of Samuel Burton. And at that time, Steve was an engineer, and he kept saying, when I retire, I'm gonna open up a distillery. And I would bust out laughing, be like, okay, Steve, so when you do, I'll leave my job and I'll come work for you. And sure enough, one day he walked in, he goes, I found the building. So I've been with him ever since. I started out in sales there, and I am not a saleswoman, a salesperson. I don't like to force anything on anybody. So staying in the back room was probably the best for our company. So then I got a hands-on. I would watch Steve and just the distilling process and everything like that. I liked just like the grime and the hands-on of everything that he was talking about retiring for the second time. And he's like, I need to find a distiller and whatnot. So finally I approached him and I said, I want to do it. I thought, hey, what the heck? I enjoy it. I've always liked, like I said, the art of cocktail making. So why not make the actual ingredients for it?
Yeah.
And I like everything to do with it. I started out with wines, not making wines, drinking lots of mass quantities of wine.
The research.
And then beers, it was on to beers. And then I just got into whiskeys, which, you know, I mean, and I'm probably, compared to all of you guys, I am the virgin. I mean, you guys have a lot more knowledge than I do about this, but I'm learning. And as I'm learning, I'm growing. You know, it's all a part of the process. But
you should have seen McNew when she started here. Woo! That was something.
A long way. I rated it more.
Falling out of chairs, going down.
What did your t-shirt say? Is that a Samuel Burton? No. Is that a Samuel Burton? Oh my God, I love it. Yes.
Oh,
Thanks.
Heidi has one.
Look at Heidi.
Man.
I love it. I got my new hat in.
Where do you think I was day drinking at?
Yeah. Heidi was brown nose and she was. Yeah. No. She's like, she sends me a text today and says, "Don't tell Chrissy." I'm like, "I won't tell you're stalking her." No, I will. Our secret, Heidi. It's our secret.
No,
Down and just
I have people that come in.
Never heard of it.
People will come in and they want to trade me for things. I'm like, this is a great industry I'm getting into. I mean, I can have whatever I want. I can have dinner for two somewhere for a bottle of rye.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, and I made and I'm blanking on her name. I want to say it's the lady that was working there today.
Glenda.
Yeah, Glenda.
Uh-huh.
Is it Linda or Glenda?
Glenda.
Yeah, Glenda.
Like the good witch.
Yeah, we made her promise. We made her promise she wouldn't text you or call you.
Listen, it's funny because she sent me a text. She knows not about you guys. Not about you. She said
No. Yesterday, she told us about it. Her day in sales. Yeah, it was her number one day in sales
so
at the shop.
Said, "Good luck with the podcast." I never told her I had a podcast.
Oh.
Yeah, she gave herself away.
So she gave herself away. That's not the way she thought she was.
She's a saint, though. That woman is a saint.
Oh, there you go.
She's a whiskey drinker.
Yes.
Now you know what happened. It was Heidi stalking you. It was Heidi.
Heidi, I love you.
Heidi the whole time. Any other questions for Chrissy? Anything you want to get to know about her? Again, not the business stuff because we'll get that's the show.
So just act.
So the audience can't see, but her earrings are real cute. Where did you get them?
Etsy. So I know you guys are like, the boys don't want to hear this. I wear feathers all the time.
I like them.
Oh,
Awesome.
I tried to actually tie flies for fly fishing, and I failed miserably at that. Fly fishing is not for me, but
that didn't work.
I do like to sport the earrings.
Okay.
I like them. They're cute.
Thank you.
Lenny's usually got a good question. What do you got, Lenny?
Come on, yeah.
My questions are always distillery focused. I always want to know about the stills and the fermentation.
Oh, well, you want us to table you until the distillery talk?
Maybe.
Okay.
We can.
Well, we
That or I'll talk about you.
4-column hybrid bubbler from Confederate Stills of Alabama.
Oh, cool.
So it is a hybrid.
Nice. How long have you guys been at it?
2008.
So here we go. This is the show.
So we started.
No. Time out. What do you want to know about Chrissy? Not about the business. That's after the break. When we take it's like if I said we got a movie, and then we got a cartoon in front of it. We don't come on and start playing the movie, and then be like, well, we're just going to mix a little bit of the movie with the cartoon. No, you have the cartoon, and then you have your break, and then you have the movie.
Sorry, man.
I think you should just let us drink, and we'll jump into it.
I want to let Heidi. Heidi, do you have a question? Probably not. It's going to be. So how did you learn how to distill?
Well,
I could answer so many
I know.
questions.
I kind of got a little at the history, but so where was it that you were bartending at? Was it here in St.
We
Louis?
have a family restaurant in St. Louis. Well, it's in Wildwood. I don't consider St. Louis and Wildwood the same place because the culture is so incredibly different.
Uh-huh.
But it's a breakfast restaurant, and Steve would come in there. He is a textbook. Every single day he would come in and order the same thing. And he's just a very intriguing. Steve is and he's one of the smartest men I've ever met in my life. He's highly intelligent, and he's intriguing because he's right brain and left brain. He's an artist, and then he's also, mathematical, which I am not. So it was really
he does have a lot in common with me, though.
It was a challenge, let's say, for me. But like I said, I'm constantly learning. If I don't know about something, I go buy a book because I don't like, how how do I put this? I mean, if somebody approaches me and they have a question, I have to have knowledge enough to back up my answer. So I would just sit and follow Steve around. I mean, probably to the point of where he was annoyed by me, but I would watch everything that he did. And then, you know, the idea of being a female distiller was really got me too. I mean, let's be real. I mean, it's more of honestly a man's job. And nowadays you're seeing more females become distillers. But I mean, for the most part, it's sure. Man's work. And I've done it with broken wrists. I've done it I've had surgery and I've been in here the next day. I'm one of those people where if I sit still, I go crazy.
So Chrissy, last question before we take a break here, or drink actually, and then we'll take a break.
Yeah.
Last question. This is Lenny's question.
Yes.
What's one thing that you do, a hobby or anything like that, or something you collect, something outside of, what would be one thing you collect, or what is your hobby?
Turquoise.
Oh,
Turquoise.
wow.
I love it.
Nice.
Nice. And you guys, this is really funny, but Pez, I used to, I mean, I stopped with it because it's so obnoxious. I mean, I probably have over 2,500 Pez dispensers, but when I lived in Memphis and I had my apartment, my very first apartment, I built these shelves and had every single Pez displayed on
your
it.
decor. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So on the turquoise, have you been to Santa Fe, New Mexico?
No.
Oh yeah.
That's everybody asks.
That's where you got to go.
It's just
the greatest thing ever is
I live and breathe work.
Yeah, they have something called the Palace of the Governors there. It's regulated by the state. Artisans come in. It's a lottery in the morning, but it's only stuff that they make, and it's Native American artists. It's all turquoise and stuff like that. It's really cool, and nothing is fake. If they get caught, of course, they're banned for life and a whole thing. It's really a cool.
Oh yeah, I've learned. I can tell. I mean, that's another thing I picked up on. You know, I have about 100 books on turquoise. It's just one of those things. I have to have that knowledge. If I go into it, I have to learn.
It was also the best answer to a question ever. Like, who gets asked that question and then just lifts up exactly what they.
Yeah, that was first.
She was ready for it. She was ready for it. Yeah.
I don't keep anything hidden.
She's like,
I mean, it could only be topped if you had like, like a jacket full of Pez dispensers.
when I was just actually maintaining the building for Steve, I'd have customers come in and, you know, I built up, of course, just a huge flock of people, but they would ask me questions and I would totally be honest. And Steve's like, you can't tell people those things. You just can't. I'm like, I do. I don't know. I mean, if they're going to get to know me, I would like them to know me and not like fake me.
There you go.
Oh, I did quotations.
Well, guess what? It's time to drink. What does everyone drink? It looks like McNew's ready. She's got her hand on a bottle there, I believe.
I do.
So. What do you got, McNew?
I have a Weller Antique.
Okay. Whoa! Wow. That's going to be tough to beat.
That was legit.
Man, Heidi has spent over $200 just on the show. And, it goes out and then she throws it away. If you live near Heidi, she throws it out in the garbage the next day. She just wants the cork pop. So, yeah. Heidi, you're next. What do you got?
That's not true.
Heidi, what do you got?
By garbage, you mean Jim chugging it or drinking it?
Did you just call your husband garbage?
You just called him garbage. Yeah.
I did not call him garbage.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
He consumes it
okay.
faster than I do. So I am going to do, in honor of having Chrissy on the show, I'm going to do the Samuel Burton rye.
Okay. No, not a heavy cork. Nothing going on there. I've got the oatmeal spiced whiskey from Chrissy. So nice. How about that? Samuel Burton.
Oh, that's good.
Cork pop. It was cute.
You guys, my bottles don't really pop.
That was a very cute cork pop, but was not explosive. McNew still has the lead. She had that cannon. Lenny, you're going to go next. We'll leave Chrissy on her first show for last. It'll be hers to take. We'll see how she does.
I was out in Arizona a week or so ago, and I got to stop by Adventurous Stills and picked up a bottle of their Fossil Creek whiskey.
Okay.
So, see what that does.
See what you got here. Oh, that was really good.
That was good.
I don't think it was quite as good as McNew's. That was.
Forgot it.
That might have been one of Lenny's best cork pops ever.
I feel like that was like in Lenny's top 3 best cork pops.
Yeah, but it was not enough. It was McNew's best cork pop ever. So here's where, Chrissy, it's your turn. What do you got?
full name.
Indiana, hey.
You see.
Okay. Very good.
My audio is not good.
Very good, but not
as that
enough.
excuse.
Not enough. The old audio excuse, Mike Muffle, whatever you want to say. So,
Cheers,
gang.
Cheers.
Oh, that's very nice, Chrissy. Really nice.
You like it?
Nice. Yeah, that's really nice. Heck yeah. All right. What we'll do next, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, it's going to be time to learn about the distillery. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley of the ABV Network. Let's talk about the people who make this show happen. First up is Leatherwood Distillery in Pleasant View, Tennessee. Company founder Andy Lang started distilling as a hobby while serving his country as an elite Green Beret. Andy distilled all over the world during his time in the military and brought this passion back to him in the U.S. when he returned home. A visit to Leatherwood combines Andy Lang's unique distilled spirits and a museum of artifacts from his time serving the U.S. Share a drink with a fallen soldier at their bar where you can grab an acrylic bio off the wall that celebrates the individuals who gave the ultimate sacrifice to protect his or her country. They will also ship their distilled spirits directly to you, so check them out at leatherwooddistillery.com. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent visits to Kentucky. Today, he's leading the way for young distillers making their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery combines family history, a look at what makes their products unique, and of course a tasting through their whiskeys, moonshines, and creams. Check them out at neelyfamilydistillery.com and visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
This is Danny Kennard, which is turning into Freddie Mills. Y'all have a good fucking day because this is the Bourbon Daily. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking to Chrissy Svetz of Samuel Burton Distilling.
Yes, we are. So, Chrissy, we'll have the whole team ask you questions, and it'll probably be about stuff that have nothing to do with the distillery. Now we'll want to know about what your dress are like and where you went to high school.
Hey, I have to answer distillery questions constantly, yeah. So if we want to talk personal, I'm okay with that.
So tell us a little bit, before we get into you, I'll kick it off and then we'll throw it to the team. Tell us a little bit about the distillery, Samuel Burton Distilling. Tell us about the company.
So Samuel Burton was actually the founder, Steve Carter's grandfather, who was a moonshiner, farmer as well as a moonshiner in Tennessee, Kentucky, and Illinois. Okay. Like I said, Steve was an engineer. And once he retired, he wanted to start up a hobby, something that would be fun to pay homage to his grandfather. So, of course, he started Samuel Burton Distilling. And he looked at a bunch of different places. We actually found the place where we are located now in Labadie. It was actually already zoned for a distillery, or what could be. And bonus points too, we're right across the street from a very popular restaurant. So we knew that we would have at least, some overflow from the restaurant itself. Where should I start?
And that's how I got to know you. So a buddy of mine goes to that restaurant.
Yeah.
And then he's drinking your whiskey and he sends me a text and says, "Hey, this is some really good stuff. You got to get to know these folks." And I'm like, "Really?" He's like, it's worth the trip, man. So that's why I just reached out, and then you're going to be coming on.
It's a lot of fun too, because we are it's so tiny here, you guys. My distillery is literally, 2 rooms. So what makes it, I guess, unique is a lot of different things, but we actually don't do any of our mash or we ferment here, but we lease it out to Point Labadie Brewery, which that in turn saved us a massive amount of money on equipment. Mm-hmm. And then we bring it back in packaging container, like a tote.
Right.
So it all therefore that cut a lot of our overhead. So basically what we can do is make quality product at a reasonable price without it being it just basically saved us a bunch of money. And then where we store our barrels, we have metal pods out back. Uh-huh. So insurance is low, there's no fire hazard. Because of that, we didn't have to put a sprinkler system in here. So basically it was a lot less expensive for us to do that than to purchase all that equipment. So everything just kind of fell in place.
Interesting. Heidi, what do you want to know?
So I had the opportunity to head out there earlier today, and I tasted the entire lineup of everything that you had, including the liqueurs.
See.
So probably by far some of the best liqueurs I have tasted, and especially the honey liqueur. It wasn't too sweet and overpowering. It had that very natural honey flavor that came through on it. So the one thing I didn't get a chance to ask while I was there is, where are you guys sourcing the honey from?
We actually get it from, I work a lot of different farmers markets, so I will barter with local beekeepers. And that's another thing. So I honestly will trade them. I think this batch, the last batch I had, is a clover honey, but literally I have people that just want to give it to me. Wow. And it's crazy. So when they do, I'll trade them like a case of whiskey for the amount of honey I need. We try to keep everything local. Sometimes I've had to purchase it because that barter system did not work. It was not, some people want more, but I've just met a lot of really giving people, especially in this part of town. It's really been life-changing, to be honest with you. But I would say our honey liqueur is probably our best seller, and it's very simple. It isn't overly sweet. We don't use anything artificial in there. It's basically honey. Of course, it's vodka based, and a few spices. And I let it infuse for a couple days and then strain it and bottle it.
Yeah, that was fantastic. And the coffee liqueur too. I'm not a huge liqueur fan because they tend to be too sweet. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then the other one too, who came up with the idea of the oatmeal? I know Steve is drinking that one right now, right? But it's like you're drinking an oatmeal cookie, not a raisin oatmeal cookie.
No, and I hate raisins.
Cookie. Yeah, so do I. So my mom used to always make oatmeal chocolate chip, and I was like, I want to go home and have an oatmeal chocolate chip cookie right now. We wanted to do something different in the industry, and it seemed like everybody has a honey, has a cinnamon, I've even seen salted watermelon at this point. And so I envisioned this whiskey as like in an atmosphere that I would totally love it. Like, you're up on a mountain somewhere, you have a fire going, you want something sweet, maybe a dessert, but you still want to drink. So why not just combine it? And there you have your oatmeal spice whiskey.
What's it all about, like process wise?
Now the oatmeal spice whiskey is, we actually worked with a man that does, he does extracts here, basically flavor profiling, and told him what I wanted. And he literally nailed basically the underlying flavor of it is what I wanted.
How else you would do that? Like, you can't just soak oats in something. And
we tried. We have a bacon vodka, and we tried with bacon. It was a disaster. I don't like bacon. I can't eat bacon because
neither does McNew. Yeah, there you go.
And people will laugh because they're like, "You don't like bacon?" I'm like, "You don't even go there. Don't go there," because I had messed with it for months. But no, that actually, And I didn't know how that oatmeal spice would go because it's, all those flavored things they're passe. I mean, it's a one and done. Normally somebody tastes it, they'll drink it for, a month or two, and then it sits on their back bar. It's like all those flavored vodkas.
Like, look at Screwball.
Yes.
You don't buy that anymore, but it was huge.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to be negative, but
No,
I'm not a peanut butter fan.
I hate peanut butter.
No, I
but
do.
With the oatmeal,
You think Lenny would like that as a vegan? He would like peanut butter.
I'm a vegan?
No,
Lenny's a vegan.
I'm not. But I did.
The oatmeal thing was really, really odd, but
I don't know the flavor profile of a rose nip. And so, but it was good. It was very good. And I'm like, oh, we got to send this to Aldina and have her figure out what she's going to make, what cocktail she's going to make with it. Because she's the one that is good with all of that stuff.
So. Something lovely with that.
Yeah. It was good. Like, even in the summertime, you could just put mix spritzer with it or something.
That's how I drink it.
And,
to me, it's just like a tea. It's like an herbal tea.
Yeah. And then throw a cube, a couple ice cubes in there and drink it. But it'd be dangerous doing that.
Well, our liqueurs are 40 proof. So when you add them to our other spirits, it packs a punch. And it's really funny because I've brought drinks over to friends' houses for parties and stuff. And I've warned them. I'm like, hey, that's loaded with alcohol, just so you know. And people will still drink it. And they're like, man, that's just so smooth. I'm like, you're going to feel like shit if you.
All right, what do you want to know? What do you want to know, McNew?
Yeah, so I'm actually interested in Samuel Burton, the person. My husband's last name is Burton, but the traditional spelling with the U instead of the E.
Maybe the E is the traditional spelling. Have you researched this?
No, I don't think
because that's the way he spelled it doesn't mean it's the traditional.
That's how most people spell it that aren't related to him. But was there any type of Family Feud where he's like, I still want this last name, but screw you guys, I'm changing a vowel. What's his history?
I really couldn't tell you much about. Steve has kept that pretty low key. All I do know is that when he exposed his grandfather, he was going. I think they all lived on a farm. This was in Illinois at this point, and Steve had to fire up the still in the morning before school, and had no idea that that's highly illegal. And went to school and was telling the teacher, well, my morning. I had to go out and light the fire for my grandfather. When I got home from school, he was like, I got my ass beaten up by my grandfather. And the stories that I know of him, I wish I could have met him. Steve said he ate 3 eggs, a plate of bacon every morning, smoked a cigar, and drank his whiskey every night, and lived to be 90 something.
People did not worry about cholesterol back then. They're like, these eggs are great. This is fine.
I think he probably preserved his organs with alcohol. Who knows though?
Way to go. Well, Chrissy, good to get to know you. Good to get to know a little bit about your company. Very cool stuff. You and I we're partnering up at the St. Louis Bourbon Festival. We've got you and 4 other distillers there. Should be fun. We're doing a breakout session at the St. Louis Bourbon Festival.
Are you bringing the trailer to the St. Louis Bourbon Festival?
You know what? Yes, I asked him if I could, and that is my baby. I love that. Anytime I can. Well, I personally can't tow it anymore, and I drive like shit, so nobody wants me to tow it. I literally need to stay off the road. But it is so that project.
What are we talking about here? What is it?
It's an old horse trailer. I want to say it's 1950 something that we converted into a mobile bar.
That sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm. You should have seen it when we got it. I think we got it for about maybe 300 to 500. It was in that range. It had no floor whatsoever. Yes, there she is. Cool. And it's solar powered.
I just sent you a picture of it, Lenny.
It's just beautiful. On the inside, it's all reclaimed barn wood. It's beautiful. I'll sometimes just go out there and have a drink.
That's a cool idea.
Really, really cool looking.
We ended up
really cool looking.
Some festivals that we've had though, we really doted on the fact that it was solar powered. But we've landed a bunch of festivals where they're like, we'll arrive, and they are like, we put you where there's a lot of shade so you're not hot. And I'm like, no, it's solar powered.
That's not what we want.
Right.
So we've run into those issues too.
There
But
you go.
all in all, that was our COVID project. It was fun.
That's cool.
So
Yes.
one more question. When Steve was looking for a location to put the distillery, how did he pick the location in Labadie?
We wanted I keep saying we, but I wasn't part of that then. I mean, I was the bartender that he would come and talk to, but somewhere off the grid, basically, in a smaller town that you knew that there was a lot of traffic because of a certain landmark. Like, we knew this restaurant would definitely bring in business.
That's good.
And he just stumbled upon this. I mean, and it was already basically, he didn't have to do much to it. Maybe change the power up a little bit. But apart from that, I mean, finding this was literally like finding a pot of gold.
Yeah, for me, it was like the perfect like location. I mean, I know it's not too far off the interstate where people can't find it. You can find it easily.
Yeah.
But then it's just the way that whole road right there is kind of set up. You know, it's like you're right next to a little family store, you know.
Hey, have you ever watched, I know you, I'm not going to judge. Maybe you guys have watched this, but have you seen Heart of Dixie, the television show? Any of you?
No.
So it has that feel to it. It's got that downtown country feel to it. And even though I was born in New York, I was raised in Memphis. So I like that Southern feel. And this little town just has it. There's everybody here is so kind, and the hospitality I've been shown is just, it's overwhelming. I feel extremely lucky that this has happened.
Yeah, I mean, and it was a pretty good day. I mean, we stopped at the distillery, walked across the street. We had, lunch, and then we walked across the street again and went to the antique shop, and then we stopped in the little general store. And I got some of the fresh baked bread from the bakery that's right over on the other side of the street.
It was, and I mean, I think the town consists of maybe 800 people. Everybody has nicknames. I could go, there are at least 10 people I could call right now to come fix a pipe or something like that. I mean, now they'll want a bottle of whiskey when they leave, and that's fine. I love the barter system.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Chrissy, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
Well, we're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We have a website too. I think it's sbdistilling.net.
Okay.
Same as Instagram and Facebook.
Any personal you want to share, or you want
personal? Svetz1 at Instagram.
Okay.
And then I'm also on Facebook. It's Christina Svetz on Facebook.
All right. Lenny, how about you?
You can find me and the rest of Deer Hammer on social media at Deer Hammer, on the web at deerhammer.com, where you can order our whiskeys shipped direct to your door. And you can come visit us in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado.
There's a distiller at his distillery right now, I guess. So, yeah, just sent me a photo of it. He was there today, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, well, there you go. Ryan Thompson. 10th
I missed
that. Heidi, how about you? Where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook as Heidi Topol Eller, or you can find me on Instagram as Heller_Barrel Babe.
All right, McNew.
I am on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right. Great job today, gang. Fardians will have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.